Hello, you are listening to Disney Travel Tales, episode number 33. This is a space where you can escape the real world and immerse yourself in someone's recent Disney trip. I'm Jenny, and in today's episode, my son Aiden and I are talking all about the Art of Animation Resort at Walt Disney World in Florida. This show is sponsored by me. I am now an independent agent working for my favorite travel agency, Trolley Lane Travel. I am more than ready to help you get your magical vacation planned, and the best part is, all of my services are free to you. Visit my Facebook page at Jenny at Trolley Lane Travel or email me for more information. Check the show notes for a link. You can also visit trolleylanetravel.com to read bios on their different agents if you want to see your options. All the agents are amazing and will help make your next vacation magical. Okay, so let's get going. Imagine yourself swimming in the big blue pool at the Art of Animation, and let's go. Okay, so today I am with Aiden, my son.
Hello.
And we are going to talk about the Art of Animation Hotel at Walt Disney World in Florida. So we stayed there in March of 2021 when we visited Walt Disney World for spring break, and it was our first time staying at this resort. And so I had Aiden come on with me today, and we're just going to talk about it. We're going to kind of deep dive, and we're going to give our pros and cons to this resort. So from the Disney website, it is described as be surrounded in the artistry, enchantment, and magic of Disney and Pixar movies. Stay at a Disney resort hotel that invites you to explore the storybook landscapes seen in such classics as Finding Nemo, Cars, The Lion King, and The Little Mermaid. From delightfully themed family suites to wondrously detailed courtyards, Disney's Art of Animation draws you and your family in to become a part of some of your favorite animated movies. So this is considered a value resort, and Disney has 3 rankings: value, moderate, and deluxe, and this is considered a value resort. So a value resort at Disney is considered one of the lower priced resorts. Art of Animation is kind of at the top end of the value resorts, and honestly, with the amenities that it has, it's almost like a moderate resort with a value pricing. And we will get more into that, the amenities, and the features that this resort has that other value resorts don't have. Okay, so Aiden, what was your first impression of the Art of Animation Resort like when we pulled up and when we first got there?
Going to Art of Animation, it felt like a Disney hotel. Like if you had to imagine what a Disney hotel would look like, this is what you would see. There are Disney and Pixar animated characters all over the place. Like literally when you pull up, there's a giant picture of the 4 main characters, which is Lightning McQueen, Ariel, Nemo, and Simba. But this hotel, compared to a lot of the others, it really feels like, it almost feels like another park with the amount of just cool little themes and Disney references they have all over the place.
Yeah, it was definitely over the top. I had looked at pictures. We had actually watched videos of this resort before we went, but even walking up to it with all the just like statues of the characters that you could climb on and take pictures with, it was so much cooler in person. I was completely blown away. And I mean, Aiden and my other son, Asher, are both teenagers. And even they were like, wow, this is pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so one of the things that draws people to the Art of Animation are the family suites. Now, I'm going to read a little bit about what it says from the Disney World website. Immerse yourself in the magic of spacious accommodations for parties up to 6, with room for the whole family to spread out, inspired by some of your favorite animated movies. So these are 1-bedroom suites, and in the bedroom, there is a bathroom with a shower and then a queen bed. These rooms are huge. Like this one bedroom was so big and the beds like are open underneath. So we unpacked all our suitcases and then we put all of our suitcases under that bed. That's how much room there was. And we are a family of 5. And we had 5 suitcases. And they were carry-ons, but still, they all fit under the bed. We had so much room. There's a place to hang your clothes. There's a dresser. It has a beautiful window. Like the beds were very comfortable. This was great. And the other part of this suite is a dining area and then a living space with like a very small kitchenette. I don't even know if I'd call it a kitchenette. It had a refrigerator, a small refrigerator and a sink and some like extra cabinetry and a coffee maker. And then there's another bathroom, and this is a split bathroom. So the sink and the toilet and the bathtub are all separate. So this was also great. With a family of 5, I can't tell you how important it is to have 2 bathrooms. Like this space was perfect for us. In the living space, there's a TV and a couch, and then the couch pulls out into a bed. The bed was super easy to make, and Asher and Amelia slept on that, and they were pretty comfortable. Like they didn't complain about it. And then under the TV is like another dresser where we put their clothes, and then there's also another hanging spot right next to the TV. And none of it looks weird. Like none of it to me looked like, oh, this is where clothes would go. Like it all just kind of fit theme-wise. And then there's another window in that room. Where the table and chairs are, so it's a table and 4 chairs, you actually move the chairs out of the way and pull down, and that's a bed. And that's where Aiden slept. Aiden, how was that bed?
The bed was surprisingly big. Like, compared to other hotel beds I've stayed at, like, this bed is definitely bigger than the couch bed, and it also was surprisingly comfortable. Like, for a bed that you would pull out of where a table would be, I don't think I had really a bad night of sleep. Like, it isn't like some amazing, like, comfortable, but I don't think you're expecting that from a hotel. It's just not uncomfortable, and it's just nice, is the best way I can put it.
And with the bed pulled out, like instead of the table, there was still so much room to walk around. Like with the couch bed out, with the table bed out, we still had plenty of room to maneuver and walk around, and it was no big deal. These rooms are so nice. So these rooms come in 3 different themes. There's Cars theme, Finding Nemo theme, and the Lion King theme. The Finding Nemo theme family suites, those are the preferred rooms because they are right on each side of the pool and they are the closest ones to the lobby. We stayed in the Cars family suites because I thought that was kind of a good theme for our family. Everyone in our family liked cars, and so we just decided to go over there and stay, and that was a great fit for us. We did walk over and see the Lion King section, and they had just adorable Lion King oversized statues. They had like a big log with the characters walking across, like when they sang Hakuna Matata.
And yeah, these aren't really like small statues. They're actually like huge, almost life-size statues that you're just walking along a path to get to your room, and you get to see these really cool sections of Disney history, I guess I would say, because they aren't just like, most of the time they aren't just like normal statues of the characters. It's like scenes of the movies that are iconic, just like what my mom just said about the Hakuna Matata statue.
Yeah, it was really neat. And then back in the back is the Little Mermaid section. And the Little Mermaid section, just regular rooms with 2 beds. And so that's like more of your standard hotel if you're a family of 4 or less. These would be the perfect rooms for you. They are pretty far, I would say, from the lobby. However, they are closer to the Skyliner, so that is helpful. We did not go over to that section, so I've only seen pictures of it, and it looks adorable. Okay, so let's just talk about the lobby and when we first walked in. So when we first walked in, it is very standard to your other value resorts. It's just kind of, there's pictures on the wall, you know, almost like hand drawings because it's art of animation. It's very, very themed, and it just kind of has your standard lobby feel, nothing fancy, but it was very cute, very spacious. The kids had room to sit. And then right off of the lobby is the gift shop. Now, this gift shop was so fun.
Hey, parents, do your kids listen to podcasts? Do they like solving mysteries and flexing their imaginations? Mysteries at Riddleton Elementary is a new children's mystery podcast. Your kid can join Billy Bonanza and Susie Sockington on exciting and wacky adventures as they attempt to solve mysteries around their school. Mysteries at Riddleton Elementary is available now on all podcast platforms.
Yes, there were tons of things just all over the gift shop. It was decently sized, and it wasn't just like one themed. There were just things on everything in the gift shop. There were toys for kids, there were nice clothing, there were pins to collect, tons of things and tons of room. And for the situation, since we're going during COVID, we had to wait a decent while to go into the cafe to get our food. And this gift shop is connected to the cafe, so it's just a perfect time waster if you need one.
So like Aiden said, you had to walk through the gift shop to get over to the only restaurant at the Art of Animation Resort, which is the Landscape of Flavors. So like he had mentioned, we were there during COVID times. Things were very different. Their menu was pretty limited. And we had to order everything mobile order. And then we had to stand outside the restaurant and wait till it said our order was ready to be picked up. At this time, they were allowing you to sit in there and eat if you wanted to, but most people were just taking their food to go. So we ate over here quite a bit. We ate breakfast here almost every single morning. I would just mobile order it from my room, walk over there and pick it up. And we had eggs and breakfast potatoes and bacon, and it was decent. Honestly, it just wasn't amazing. It was just pretty basic, pretty decent. We also ate dinner here one night. Cameron and the boys had burgers. I had chicken tenders, and I don't actually think Amelia ate anything. And it was good. I had heard that this was the best food court at one of the Disney resorts. Everyone kind of raved about this place. And I'm not sure if it was just because it was during COVID times, but to me, the food was just super basic.
It reminded me a lot of just like cafeteria food, from like something you would get that's super quick, and just to fuel up, I guess, per se.
It's not like I would ever go visit the Art of Animation to eat at this restaurant. So if good restaurants is important to you, I might think about that before staying here. There's also a pool bar called The Drop Off, and they serve cool beverages and different frozen cocktails, beer, sodas, stuff like that. So one of the things the Art of Animation is really known for is their swimming pool. It's a huge Nemo pool. It's considered the largest resort pool in Walt Disney World. When you're underwater, there's music playing, and it is a beautiful pool. However, while we were there, they were working on it. And so we did not get a chance to use the pool. We did see it, but we actually never got to use it.
It looked so cool. I really wish we had a chance to use it.
It had a zero entry. It had all these giant jellyfish statues. It was very colorful. I think it would have been a lot of fun. But yeah, we didn't get a chance to use it. That's very unfortunate. There's also another pool in the car section called the Cozy Cone Pool. This was literally right outside our door, so we could have used it, but the problem was because the other pool was closed and the resort was very, very busy, everyone was in this pool, and this is a very small pool.
The pool is very packed for how small it actually was, and it doesn't really stand out from like a pool standard. Like, it literally is just your standard, almost circle-shaped, wasn't it, pool?
I think it was like a U-shaped.
Mm-hmm. Well, what's cool, though, was under or above the lawn chairs was the Cozy Cone, huts.
Yeah.
So if you were to go here to, stay by the pool, you'd be able to stay under these really nice-looking Cozy Cone huts.
Yeah, it was like giant road-working cones that the chairs were sitting under. I think this would be a great second option for a pool if you were at the resort and the main pool was really busy. I think this would be a really fun place to kind of go if you wanted to sit by a pool and, just a more quiet atmosphere. Because, yeah, this pool is very basic. There's no slide, which I also want to add, there is no slide at the big pool, because value resorts do not have slides at their pools. But yeah, this pool, you literally, like, kids were just jumping in and then just kind of sitting there. There's also a splash pad for kids to run around in that looked really, really fun. But again, while we were there, that was closed as well. I would like to go back maybe and have an opportunity to swim in the big pool, because it did look like a lot of fun. And I know my kids probably would have really enjoyed it as well. Okay, so I would have to say one of the biggest draws to this resort, being a value resort, is that it's on the Skyliner. And if you aren't familiar with Skyliner transportation, it's a big gondola system that offers a bird's eye view as it takes you from Epcot to Hollywood Studios. Having access to this Skyliner is so great, because that just means that's 2 resorts that you don't have to ride and wait for the bus to go to. And the nice thing about the Skyliner is it's constantly moving. It really doesn't stop. It only stops in an emergency situation, or if like someone with a wheelchair or a scooter needs to load it. But then they also get on very quickly, and then it gets going almost right away. This is such a nice transportation system, and we really enjoyed riding it, didn't we?
Yeah, the Skyliner was a really cool experience, because it's a lot different than like taking a bus. There was a lot more to see. The views were amazing. It was quick. It's a really good transportation, except for the long wait times.
So while we were there during COVID, we did have to wait a really long time for the Skyliner. I think we just kind of went at a bad time, because when I went back this last January, there were no lines for the Skyliner. Nothing like what we waited in. But when we were there, I think we waited almost an hour one time to get on the Skyliner.
It was longer than that.
It was very long.
We had a lunch reservation at the Yacht and Beach Club, and we decided to take the Skyliner because we've never done it before this. And the wait line we had to wait was pretty bad, because what you had to do for the Skyliner, if you're staying at, let's say, the Art of Animation, was you had to wait in a line at the Art of Animation, which that line it rarely gets that long unless you're going like straight in the morning. When the parks are opening, the line isn't that bad. But then it takes you to the big hub. It takes you to Caribbean Beach, where all the other Skyliners take you to the parks. And that line was crazy.
That line was long. I also just think Disney was not prepared at the time for the amount of travelers that were going to be traveling to the parks, because there was still kind of a COVID situation. But yeah, because we had trouble with all transportation that trip. Mm-hmm. It was not just the Skyliner. But yeah, it's a great tool, especially if you're being able to stay at a lower priced resort, to have this option instead of most value resorts only have bus option, and even most of the moderate resorts only have bus option as well. And so to be able to stay somewhere that has a Skyliner option, that is so great. Like, that will make your trip so much easier, and I think it's really, really worth it.
Something that also makes the Skyliner super useful is that the Art of Animation still has buses, and the bus lines are almost non-existent. Like, for the parks that you use the Skyliner to get to, being Epcot and Hollywood Studios, to get on a bus for those parks barely takes any time at all, because everyone's using the Skyliner. So if you don't want to wait in a giant line for the Skyliner, you can just go on a bus and you'll get there so much quicker.
So overall, we really enjoyed the Art of Animation. The room was amazing. Like, the room is so perfect for families. If you are a family and you want to be able to have space, this is the place you need to stay. 6 people can sleep in here, 2 bathrooms, a little kitchenette. It's just so, so nice. If I was going to go back to the Art of Animation and stay there again, I would do things a little bit differently than I did last time. First of all, I would stay in a preferred room. This is just my preference. We were not super far from the lobby, but it was a definite walk. And so every morning when we would go get breakfast, we had to walk to get breakfast. But then we had to carry the breakfast back to our room. and just walking to the Skyliner. Like, it was kind of far because the car's suites, they're kind of off on the side. And so I would definitely prefer to stay in one of those Nemo rooms right in the center of everything. You're going to be close to walk to literally everything.
Yeah, staying in one of those Nemo rooms definitely should be a preference, if you can. But overall, this hotel is a really good experience. Now, if you were to ask me if I'd want to come back here, I don't really see anything pulling me to come back here, especially if I'm looking for a new experience. Because even though we didn't get to use the pool here, it's still, you kind of get everything you want to do out of one trip. So, if you were to stay at a value hotel, I'd say this is the best option. You get a lot out of it by going to this hotel. But overall, I'd say this is a good one-tripper to go to. If you only want to stay at values, then I definitely do say switching between values would be nice just for a change of scenery. But if you're looking for the best value, I'd say this one is for sure.
Yeah, this is a great resort, especially if you have young kids. I think this would really be one of the perfect resorts to stay at because your kids, their eyes are going to light up when they see the cars, when they see Lightning McQueen, when they see Simba walking on the log with Timon and Pumbaa, and when they see Nemo and all the big jellyfish and the Little Mermaid. They're just going to love it. And those are going to be memories that you will have forever. Okay, so let's do a pros and cons. Even though we've kind of talked about the pros and cons, let's just do a quick pros and cons list. So let's start with the cons. What are your cons?
The food, I would say, is definitely a con. It's just your state-of-the-art cafeteria food. Nothing special.
Yeah, that was on my cons list as well, is the food options. My first con would be just how big the resort is. It's so big, and walking just from your room to the lobby might be a really long walk. And after you've been at the parks all day, that's something you need to think about if you're going to want to do.
My second con would be just the amount of things to do here. Like, yes, it has a super cool pool and has all these statues, but other than that, there isn't really much else to do other than just staying in your room. And also the hotel isn't really close to anything other than the Skyliner. So you can't just go off to other nearby things to do stuff like say the Yacht and Beach Club, where it is by so many other things.
Yeah, you're kind of by yourself. The other only resort it's close by in walking distance is Pop Century, and that's another value resort as well. So I think we're done with our cons. I don't have any more cons. Let's talk about our pros. My number one pro is the family suite. This room is unbeatable, so much space. It was really nice after the long days at the park, especially with older kids, that we could all come back and just spread out, relax, and have our own space.
I'd say a big pro here as well is just the aesthetics. Like, this is one of the most colorful and unique looking hotel out of all the hotels at Disney. Like, you're truly getting a Disney experience by going here.
Absolutely. Another pro is the Skyliner. When it is running smoothly, really, it's the best transportation at Disney.
My second pro would probably be the gift shop. This gift shop was very nice, especially just for killing time. If you have to wait for something or anything like that, just going here and taking a look through all the things is really enjoyable.
Yes, I totally agree as well. So my last pro, if we would have been able to use it, I think would have been the pool. It's the largest resort pool at Walt Disney World. It's themed so cute. I think my kids would have loved swimming in it. I think we would have enjoyed spending time out by it. So if that would have been an option for us, I think that definitely would have been a pro. Thank you, Aiden, for coming on today and breaking down the Art of Animation Resort with me.
You're welcome. I'm so glad I could make it.
I hope you enjoyed the episode today. If you have any questions about the Art of Animation Resort, reach out to me. You can find me through email. All of this information is in the show notes. You can find me on Instagram at Disney Travel Tales, or on Facebook at Jenny with Trolley Lane Travel LLC. Also, if you're enjoying the show, the best way to support it is by leaving a positive review on Apple Podcast or Spotify. This is the easiest way to help the show grow, and I really appreciate it. If you're interested in being on the show, check the show notes for a form you can fill out. I would love to have you on to share your story. There really is no better keepsake of your vacation. Next week, I will be back with a new guest. I'm so excited to talk to her. She's going to give us all the scoop on the Flower and Garden Festival. So until then, this is Jenny, and may all your Disney travel dreams become a reality.